Hello everybody, welcome to my channel, Renzo here. Okay, let's paint. I'm gonna paint today Patrick Swayze. Let's see, I'm gonna just show you the colors. Just a second. Okay, let's see, I have synthetic brushes here with me, filbert round brushes, the diagonal ones. The colors I'm gonna use are titanium white, cadmium yellow hue, cadmium red hue, permanent alizarin crimson, chrome green hue, ultramarine blue, ivory black, and burnt sienna. Hello Swapnil, hello Ruby, hello Eric, Sharon, Javier, hello Jonas, hello Tanya, hello Maji. Okay, just a second, I need to change my glasses. Okay, I'm gonna pick up this brush to sketch. Let's see, I'm gonna mix oh, I didn't notice this hair here. Okay, let's see, I'm gonna just burn sienna to sketch. Let's see the overall shape of the face. It's gonna be top, bottom, and let's see the whole head. Maybe step back. I think it's gonna be okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's gonna be okay. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna sketch just following just the regular proportions. Let me see how tilted is the face, and then I'm gonna guess the hairline around here. I'm gonna split this distance in 3 portions. Okay, I always do this, and even when you don't see me making these lines, I always thinking about that because I need that as a base. I need to build up the structure first, and on top of the structure I work on the features. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna mix this burnt sienna with chrome green. Just to neutralize a little bit of the orangey color that it has the burnt sienna. I'm gonna start just making all the darks. A few days here in the house, my daughter and my wife, they were watching this movie Ghost, I think it's. Yeah, I think that's Ghost, huh? It's kind of the fifth of the sixth time that they been watching the movie, maybe in the last 6 months. No, maybe less. Okay, what I'm doing right now, I'm just squinting down my eyes and trying to copy the darker areas of the face. And add a little bit of ultramarine blue with burnt sienna. And let's continue. always thinking about this, okay? Proportions. When we don't think about this and we are trying just to copy by eye, maybe the nose is going to be a little bit longer, or the mandible, okay? Obviously these three measurements are not always the same. It changes from person to person, but it's very good to have something, and from there just move maybe things a little bit up or a little bit lower. Hello Tanya, hello Christine, hello Ernest, hello Michael, hello Elizabeth. Okay, let's continue. I'm not using any medium, just your paint. That's why you see something like this. That happens when we don't have enough paint on the brush. But that's what I want. I don't want too much paint. I just want to use this for sketching. Hello Fanchon. Hello Ashley. Ashley is saying, I'm painting my first portrait for my local library show. I'm scared. Oh, congratulations. Yeah, a portrait is kind of always, I don't know, but for me, every time that I paint a portrait, a little bit nervous. Every time when I've been painting live, I mean like a live person in front of me or from a photograph, obviously it's more difficult when you have a live person in front of you. And I remember so many times when I was doing some demos, live demos. I usually was drawing or painting and waiting for some people say, you know, I remember I went to a school here, and I have like maybe 20 teenagers around me while I was painting. And some of them, they were saying like, okay, he doesn't look like him. Or like, I remember I was painting one of their teachers, and somebody said, he doesn't look like her. Yeah, it doesn't look, she has a bigger nose, she has a small mouth. And you kind of have to paint with a lot of comments. And then after kind of 40 minutes, somebody said something like, oh yeah, I see her, that looks pretty good. And they went, yeah, it looks like her. Yeah. Wow, it was a relief for me, you know. I feeling it's just like all the pressure that went out. Okay, Dr. SK, is your camera pre-painted with any color after gesso? Yeah, yes, I use acrylic, and it's gray basically, and it's kind of transparent. But the color that you see here is a result of my canvas. My canvas is not white. Okay, you gotta say a color maybe is kind of imagine yellow ochre with a lot of white, and that's the color of my canvas. And on top of that, I have this transparent gray. Hello Javier, hello Larana, hello Onur. Okay, let's continue. Then establishing all the darks at the same time, and that I'm drawing the face. And I continue like this just for a few minutes. And squinting down my eyes. You know, here in this area I see this block, like it's just the eye. Here's the same here. Nose. Right now I just want to see the width of the face and the darker areas. This is ultramarine blue and burnt sienna. let's see. She has the overall shape. It looks like we can put the face on our rectangle here. Yeah. Now about the shadow, see shadow here, and shadow here. She has like a, let's say, a longer mandible. All this area. Yeah. What is about him? The shape of the brows, I think, and the nose that is a little bit longer. Okay, what else? The smile, you know, that's, I gotta capture, I mean, I gotta capture everything, the eyes, nose, and mouth. Obviously, always is about everything, you know. It's sometimes that when you see somebody, you say, oh wow, this person has kind of different eyes, particular eyes. And you feel like if you capture the eyes, you have kind of 50 or 60% of the portrait. But in this case, I think it's about the eyes, the nose. It's particularly maybe about the mouth, because he has kind of a, I don't know. I'm checking out that and zooming in my image here to check out. Okay. Okay, Rana is telling me I'm having trouble painting my mom, not getting the likeness at all, and I repeated the painting twice. It's weird. It ever happened to you to give up? Yeah, that happened to me so many times. It's just, you know, it's just that you need a little bit more practice, because the likeness is the last thing that we achieve. When you're getting really to maybe a high level in portrait, you're starting to realize that the volume is pretty good, the three-dimensionality is good, the color is good, and the likeness is starting to get in there. And remember, there is no guarantee that we're gonna get the likeness every time. That's what makes this kind of painting portraits, makes this kind of exciting, this process. It is mostly about the likeness. I mean, we can make an interpretation too, like make an elongated face or something like a Greco, you know, or anything. That would be different. That take a little bit of pressure from us. But when we want to copy exactly the likeness, yeah, definitely that's gonna be difficult. And usually I have seen so many professional portraits painters. They usually first start with a sketch, okay, a drawing on paper, and after the drawing they paint a small painting, just like a sketch, to see the colors, and obviously on the painting they double check maybe mistakes that they have found, that they have made on the sketch, on the pencil sketch. And after finishing up the color study, then they paint the final portrait. That means that this like kind of, that's why we say study. You know, study, when we study anything, what we do is kind of go over the information again and again and again. And in a portrait, it's just like that. We have to draw the face maybe one, twice, make a color study, and then the final painting. And I have seen so many painters doing that. I'm just a little bit lazy with to do that, and I prefer kind of making all the retouches on the process. But definitely every painter is gonna get better results if we study a little bit more. You know, the face, make a sketch, a drawing. Hello, Monique. Hello, Cosimo. Hello, Dita. Okay, I think I got all the darks. Now I'm gonna go for a lighted value here. Okay, I'm gonna mix orange and knock down this orange with white and ultramarine blue. I didn't realize about this. This is from my brush, a hair from my brush. Let's see. But definitely, I mean, this is gonna stay to the end. What after I finish up the painting, I'm gonna go over here and try to get rid of this and put more paint. Okay, I need to knock down this color a little bit more. A little bit of chrome hue, chrome green hue. Now I'm squinting down my eyes again and trying to continue painting midtones. It means I'm just I'm not painting the lights and highlights. Okay. Okay, now let's pick up a different brush and let's mix a lighter color. Orange, white, and to knock down this, a little bit of blue. Okay, I think I added too much white. Not more yellow, red, and blue again. A little bit of chrome green hue. Okay, let's see. Oh, it's too pinky. More green. Okay, let's see. Stepping back a little bit, just okay. Light, 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 and light here. Okay, I'm gonna blend a little bit. Okay, a beer. It's a beer with one hair. The sound alarms is almost a tradition in your live videos. That's my neighbor's car. He has my neighbor. He has like it's just one car that stay on the street like the whole day. And the street here, in some hours it could be pretty crowded. and every time that a car goes kind of close to his car, you know, that the alarm starts to sound. It's pretty annoying. But maybe it's because I got used to the sound that I don't realize anymore about that. And the funny thing is the alarm sound, and that trigger my little dog. And she started barking. And how do you say when the wolf howling? Howling, I think is that. Okay, let me pick up another brush for blending. Okay, let's draw again. I'm mixing again black with burnt sienna. Let's draw a little bit. I'm most thinking about shapes. For example, this is a shape for me. Okay, the whole eye, and then the next shape is this triangular shape here. Okay. I'm gonna think about the edge of the face. Okay. Now what about the nose? I have this. Now the nose. Let's see how tilted is the nose. Okay, I'm always trying to simplify. I know that I have a lot of details waiting for me. But in order to get the structure, you know, this, basically, this is maybe the more important part, having the eyes and the nose. For me, that's okay. Because if the mouth, I paint the mouth, let's say here, you know, if I don't realize, at some point I'm gonna realize that the distance is too long. You're gonna move the mouth up. But here in this area, if the nose, maybe if the nose is not good, move the nose is going to just push me to move the mouth too. Okay. Obviously, that could happen, you know, all the time. But I'm trying to avoid that as much as possible. The only way for me is just putting more attention to always to shapes, and basically stay a little bit more time here. Like for example, here again, I can use this, all this area. For can you see that? I have a triangle here, and then I have all this. Okay. Sometimes I do these lines on my videos. Sometimes I don't do these lines, but definitely I'm thinking about that. That's the way to simplify. We simplify it into just simple geometrical shapes. That's something pretty common. I do that all the time. Squares, triangles, And I keep repeating that all the time. Okay. Hello, Nikki. Jonas is asking me, what do you think of a quick versus slow start, and what do you prefer? Okay. I don't know. It depends. The only way to compare for me is when I have done some live demos, and those live demos, by now, in 15 minutes, I got more than this, and for 30 minutes, definitely I'm getting more than what I have here on YouTube. On YouTube, I have like let's say 2 hours. 2 hours is just let's say good time for making a painting. Kind of a sketchy. I mean, not too many details, but when you paint a live person, and on the demos that I did, I had like 45, no, up to an hour, no more, and that was kind of different. The beginning it was different. I prefer every time that I have done those demos, I prefer the use the sword palette because the colors are just simpler. Less colors makes everything simpler. And running, because people get tired of being there, being there just, the sitter get tired of being there for an hour. But the emotion is different. It's kind of, I'm feeling that I'm playing like a, how do you say this, sport, string sport. It doesn't have to do anything with that, but you feel that like that sometimes when you go faster, when you know that you're running against the clock, and when you know that people are watching you. Here it's different. I know that a lot of people is watching me, and I'm grateful for that. But at the same time, it's different when you have live people kind of breathing on your neck and speaking on your neck what they think. Elizabeth is saying, my mother is 72 and never touched a paintbrush, but since she saw Renzo, that's all she wants to watch. Oh, that's pretty good. I'm the guilty one. That's pretty good. That's kind of touching. That's touching my heart. White Shadow, thank you. Dita is saying that she's 70 and she's still teaching art. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of green on the face. Dita teach art in Holland. Wow, that's amazing. Maybe that's the place that every painter wants to go, well, at least once on their lifetime. Holland, Rembrandt's land. Van Gogh. No, Van Gogh was French. He was French. Sorry. Vermeer. Okay, adding a little bit of green. Obviously, the areas where I see green and where we know that there is green. Okay, let's add some reddish color on the face, okay? I need to paint the background. Okay, let me pick up a different brush. I need to be a little bit careful with the hair. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm gonna give some space here. I'm gonna mix just a darker color black with the background. It looks like it's pretty black. Yeah, let's mix black with burnt sienna. I need a little bit of linseed oil just to paint a little bit faster the background. Move the canvas, just I have to put it back. Okay. Okay, that's better. Stepping back. It looks like everything is okay. I'm squinting down my eyes. I don't see details. That's why I'm just by comparing the photograph, by squinting my eyes and comparing, I see just everything blurry, and it looks like closer. That's when I say everything is okay. Van Gogh is from Holland. He lived in France. Oh, so sorry. Vermeer is Dutch. Dutch is Holland. Yeah, that's what I know. Vermeer and Rembrandt. Yeah. Van Gogh is from Holland. Let me check out this. Oh wow, yeah, you're right. So sorry about the mistake. Okay. Elizabeth is saying you should visit South Africa at least once in a lifetime. So, invitation to you and your family. Oh, thank you so much. Javier is saying at the end, all those painters are universal. No. Hello, Melanie. Okay, let's continue. I'm preparing a more reddish color for the ear. A more greenish color for the neck. little bit. For blending, I use a round brush and I go really lightly, no pressuring too much. If you don't have enough paint on your canvas, okay, maybe you're gonna feel some difficulty just blending. Okay, you feel, or that would be one reason. The other reason that maybe you cannot blend, if somebody has experienced that, it could be because of the canvas. Okay. Okay, blending here too, pretty lightly, and cleaning the brush always. Okay, I need to step back, squint down my eyes again. Okay, let's see. I think the color is okay. I don't like those greens. I gotta knock down those greens a little bit. What about the lights? I need to see where's my lightest light. Usually lightest light is gonna be on the tip of the nose, and then here on the cheek. Okay, in this case I have another light here and a highlight here too. Okay. I have some green because in the nasal bone, this area, we see some green there. The nasal bone is here, okay? Remember, the upper part is the nasal bone. Okay, let's see. Looks like everything is okay. I need more light here on the chin. Okay, more. I lay down a brush stroke, lean back a little bit, and check out, and compare basically. Okay. Okay, something that okay, gotta do here. Okay. Yep, looks like everything is okay. Checking out rectangular shape of the face. Yep. Hello, Jose from okay, Singapore. Wow, so awesome. Victor is saying I do a portrait with pencil. If I join the acrylic, it'll be it will be hard. Okay. Yeah, there is no kind of drawing is a base. You know, it's the, let's say that's the base for everything. Acrylic oil paint is it's not like because we draw with some specific material, the transition to acrylic is gonna be, or to oil paint is gonna be easier. It's different. That you draw with pencil, it doesn't mean that you're gonna paint with acrylics. You can paint with acrylics, oil paints, watercolor, anything you want. Drawing is, let's say that it doesn't have to do anything with the others, but at the same time it has to, I mean, it's part of everything, because we draw, and when we paint, we draw and we put a special care on values, and that's exactly what we do when we draw. Okay, that means is that we cannot separate all of that. Now acrylic, you just gotta kind of set up your mindset with the idea that it's gonna dry faster, and you're gonna be able to work layer after layer. Okay, and with oil paint, that is gonna dry slower. And it depends what you want. It's not like one is better than the other. It's just what we want. I'm starting to see a little bit of the face. Okay, I'm squinting down my eyes. It looks like this eye is too close to the nose. Okay, this side of the face is too narrow. I gotta make this grow a little bit. What else? Okay. Let's pick up a small brush and let's draw again. Okay. Somebody's asking, do you recommend charcoal to draw the underpainting? Yeah, charcoal, graphite, anything is gonna be okay. Just be sure that it's pretty soft. I have seen some paintings that the charcoal show through the layers after some years, and the graphite, or charcoal show through the layers. Okay, you gotta be careful with that. Every time that I draw before painting, I try to be very careful, and then I kind of erase the drawing a lot. I see kind of just a ghosty image, a ghosty drawing, and then I paint on top of that. Okay. Let's see, I have seen another question here. What surface do you paint on? Is canvas. Victor is saying, I think 50 by 30 maybe. No, in centimeters this is gonna be like 25 by 25. In inches it's just like 8 by 8. Yeah, use gesso. Somebody's asking me, use gesso? Yeah, use gesso to prepare the canvas. I'm scrolling up to see if I have lost a question. Hello, Nikki. I don't know if I said hello to you. Anyway, hello. Okay, let's continue. Let's see this portion of the face. Okay, let's continue with the nose first. First, I'm gonna work on the brows, and the eyes, specifically this area here. I see some red pretty clear here in this area. Obviously, it's a reflection from the shirt. The t-shirt is reflecting red here on the shadow. I'm pretty sure it's reflecting some red here too, the base of the nose, and all the shadows, a little bit of red. Okay. There are things that I'm going to change, and it has to do with usually the highlights. For example, check out the highlights. You don't see any yellow in the highlights. It means that the light is kind of a neutral or even a cool light. Okay, that means that we can use for the highlights a mixture of blue and white, and mix this color with the skin color that we have here. That's gonna get you close to the highlight. Okay, now it's just the right amount of this. I'm not planning to leave just a light blue brush stroke here. I'm counting on the mixture of these colors. That means that I'm knocking down this orangey color that I have on the skin. Okay, which is going to be obviously different if the face could be lit by the sunlight. That's going to make all the lights really warm. But we don't see, you see any yellow on the light? On the highlights, I don't see any yellow. If you don't see any yellow, the other option is that the light is maybe, in this case, I'm not so sure. Maybe it's in a studio, but I know for sure that it's not a yellow light. Okay. I'm zooming in this, see some details. Okay, let's continue. Okay, a little bit of green. Okay, let's see. Let's read some questions. Which oil paint brand do you use? I use Winton from Winsor & Newton. Nikki saying, I know your painting will be a beautiful portrait soon. Thank you. I have an appointment, I gotta go now. Okay, Nikki. Okay. Let's blend a little bit more. It's been kind of a year since I was speaking. I usually speak about the things that happened to me as a painter, and there's not too many things. I mean, that's maybe you're gonna listen to the same stories on my videos. It was exactly kind of a year ago that somebody called me from the School of Art, where I taught for a year about 4 years ago. 4 years ago, yeah. And I got a call again yesterday. I didn't, I didn't, I didn't speak to anyone, but I saw the call, a missed call from the School of Art. I think they're gonna ask me to go back to work there. Who knows? It was a really amazing. I would love to go for real. It's not for the payment because the payment is not. I mean, it's not good. What is good is the health insurance. Okay, but it's about the place. Is kind of going to the top of the mountains. Just the top. And sometimes when you go there, it's kind of difficult to breathe the first days. It's pretty cold. It's pretty clean. Pretty clean. I mean, because there's not too much cars. It's a small town here in the Sierra, here in Peru. And the last time I had to say no because I don't remember why. I mean, I put a lot of things that I have here and other things that I'm gonna have there, and then I said, no. Now I feel that I need to. It would be beautiful to go there and kind of clean my body because it's been a couple of years inside the house without doing any exercise because I'm kind of lazy. I have to play soccer with my friends to do exercise. It's like I'm not gonna do it by myself. Motivation, that's the word. It's pretty nice that the feeling that somebody wants you back. It's like you feel that you did some good work, that they want you back. And maybe I'm not gonna go, but it's been, it's just nice to know that somebody needs you. An institution in this case. Javier is asking me about my canvas. I think, yeah, it's the same canvas. The canvas, I use a portion of the canvas as a palette. Did I say me between the nose and the mouth? She thinks too much space. Oh Oh yeah, you're right, you know. Yes, I have to move the upper lip a little bit up. Wait, or maybe it's the nose. Okay. And using, I'm adding to this dark a little bit of permanent alizarin crimson and red. I'm gonna move the mouth a little bit up. Okay. Okay, I think that's not, maybe it's better. Let's see. I need to continue just painting to check out that. I have to make the nose a little bit bigger too. Okay, let's see some questions. How do you get on the football? Hey Michael, I didn't play yet. I'm gonna play next week. I'm preparing myself, mentally prepare myself. It's not like I'm gonna just play like a crazy. I'm just gonna stay there, just stand up, kicking the ball, pretty slowly. Because you know when we make a sport after a long time, next day is just impossible to move. I have experienced that so many times. I just want to go around a little bit, kick the ball a little bit, and get back home. Drink some beers, at least one beer, and get back home to sleep like a dog. Okay, I need to step back. I'm getting closer, I'm getting closer. I need to add more red on the skin. You know, it's too greenish right now, but that's okay. That's okay. Oh, here the mandible is not okay. Can you hear me? I have lost the connection here. I gotta just something pop up on my screen. It says like you don't have connection. Can you hear me? Somebody can hear me, please? Okay. Thank you. I was speaking and didn't realize, and something just was pop up on my screen saying that the connection wasn't okay. And that happened with the OBS. You know, I use the OBS as a program to control the video. Using a little bit of black here. more black. Okay. Okay, let's get close to the skin color. I need more red for that. Here, red, yellow, white, and knock down this color with a little bit of green. Okay, let me see. Yeah, that's gonna be better. I'm working on the mid-tones, okay? I usually end up on my palette with a light, a mid-tone, and a shadow, and obviously a really, really dark color. Oops. Let's see. Okay, the color is okay, I think. I'm just going pretty lightly. Okay, you see how reddish is this. I gotta be careful. You know, I don't want to end up with a reddish face. But I think I'm doing okay right now. Okay, let's continue. I'm gonna add more green to knock down this red a little bit more. It's better. Jorge is asking me, have you tried the Sour palette? Yeah, I have tried. In fact, I have so many videos. I have so many videos here in my channel with the Sour palette. In fact, you know, you can find like almost 200 videos here in my YouTube. 200 live streams. Maybe a little bit less, but I mean a lot of them. I'm going slowly while I'm adding color, changing the color. I'm checking out the likeness. Trying to find what, if I'm missing something about the eyes. I mean, I haven't defined the nose yet. You see, I haven't painted the nostril. I think the position is okay. I'm just doubting that. I can tell that the base of the nose is close to the upper lip. It's gonna be just about how close is that. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna add some details, more details, more details. I'm gonna paint the hair. Yeah. This got distracted from the face for a minute. Let's paint the hair. Okay, the hair is darker here and a little bit lighter in this area. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna clean first. I'm gonna use a really looking for a really stiff brush. I have this one. You can see it's pretty stiff. I'm gonna use it like as eraser. Okay, I think that's the light. I need another brush. Okay, maybe this one. There. Let's add a little bit of yellow here and white. Okay, let me step back. I think it's okay. Yeah, I think it's okay. Just here. Yeah. Okay, now. Oh, here too. I have to. Maybe the light is here. No. A little bit up. Okay. What about here? I think it's okay, but I'm gonna just soften that a little bit, okay? Okay. Okay, let's mix yellow ochre, a dark yellow ochre. Basically, I'm adding this yellow here. I have black. I have here black and red, and as a result, I have kind of a greenish color. Jorge is saying that, okay, thank you, Jorge. He follows me from my Spanish channel. Oh, that's pretty good. Hey, I'm trying to go live like one day here and the other day on my Spanish channel. I did a live stream in Spanish yesterday. Okay, let's see. All of this is dark. Here's dark. It looks almost black, but that's because of the contrast. This should be a little bit lighter, I think. Okay, let's copy the photographs, okay? First, copy the photograph to get the likeness. Then later I'm gonna think about making some changes. Okay. Yeah, I think everything is okay here. Oh no, he's here. Here I have to. Oops, sorry. Okay, let's see. Let's add a little bit more of red on the nose, for example. Wait. Need more light. I think everything's okay. Yeah, it's just the shape of the brows. I have to light up this area of the brow. Here. Something's not okay with the thickness of this area. Kind of, I have to maybe put more skin, show more skin in this side. Yep. Okay, let's squint down the eyes. Oh, okay. Now I'll zoom in a little bit to work on the eyes. I'm mixing pure black, a little bit of alizarin crimson. Okay, and let's see. I work a little bit of one eye and then the other. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna put the link to my painting paint along lessons. Oh, I'm so bad with this thing about marketing. Okay, here's the link for the people that maybe could be interested in paint along with me sessions. Okay. Wait, I'm writing here. Live paint along sessions. Okay, I'm painting this on top of the chat box. okay? Okay, let's continue painting. I'm promoting my paint and on lessons that we have every, like the whole week, you know, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays. Like today we have a critique session at 7 p.m. Central Time. Okay, and Saturdays we paint with oil and acrylics. We paint landscapes, still lifes. I don't know, you can hear the kids. In the background. Okay. Let's continue. Let's focus. I have a set of brushes. I'm just gonna open up this set. That's the brand. These brushes are pretty cheap. I love. Okay, for this set, basically I use one brush. Where's the brush? Oh, here it is. Wait a minute. This one. It's a pretty long. It has a pretty long hair. Number 000. The problem that sometimes you pull this and you're gonna end up with the hairs on your hand. Just because they are pretty cheap, but they're pretty good. And the other one that I use from this set mostly is this flat brush. Okay, let's use this one. So maybe I need to zoom in the photograph. Okay. I work a little bit, okay, I'm adding a light here. You realize that I painted a little bit of the brow and the eye. Now I'm adding some lights, and just a little bit, and then I want to move to the eye, then the nose. That's what I usually do. I don't stay too much time in one area. I try to keep that, okay? I keep repeating that, and it's so easy just to get caught up in one area when we think that we're getting that pretty good, and we stay there like more and more. Okay, let's see. Now moving to a nose. Let me read the comments. This series telling me, hello, if you move the bottom of his ear a little further back. Okay, I'm gonna check out that. Yeah, maybe. Thank you. Yeah. You could be right, maybe not. Let's check out, okay? I'm gonna continue working here and then I'm gonna check out the ear. I don't have any detail here. I don't even have the bottom of the ear. It's just like insinuation of the bottom of the ear. Well, I'm gonna continue to tell you about this. What I think is gonna be maybe the temptation to go back to work to teach on a school of art, which I love. You know what I love? Maybe the first I love the place. I love the city. I love the city. This little town. It's just beautiful. Second, I think that I have learned maybe more by teaching that I have learned by studying. Yeah. And I love that the School of Art, for example, they have what we call a curriculum. It's just like you cannot go in the School of Art and say, okay, I'm gonna teach you this way of painting because I want to. They already have an order there. You can just put like it's like 10% maybe on your own, like my own technique, what I want to do, what I want to share. Okay, and they check out on that. And I mean, I think that's pretty good because I have seen so many painters, so many of my friends that they have some different opinions about painting, about techniques, and maybe kind of sharing that with a student maybe it's not a good idea. Maybe we have to kind of maybe I mean I don't want to share my own thoughts with an art student. The idea is just give them everything, and then maybe in the last year, after 4 or 5 years, then you share what you think, uh, and they kind of say, "Oh, okay, maybe that's something that I share the same thinking, the same, you know." It's something pretty simple, something pretty simple, and it's been around for me like all the time. I remember that all the time because I got some comments from time to time, like somebody telling me, "You shouldn't use black." And I said, "What's the problem with black? Why people just love to go around with this thing about black? Use black, don't use black. We gotta use all the colors that we have." Eh? It's something like that, and uh, let's say that I go to teach in the School of Art and I say, "Don't use black. Black is this and that." Maybe somebody's gonna tell me, "Hey, what are you doing? You cannot do that." I mean, maybe you can share that with the students of the last year, the ones that they just finishing up the career. They're about to go out. For the beginners, it's not like that. For the beginners, we suggest, okay, don't use too much white, don't use too much black, because people are starting to learn how to mix the colors, and definitely if we think we can just darken up any color by using black, maybe we want to end up with muddy colors or milky colors, which is different. It's different saying that, hey, this is kind of difficult yet. You need some a little bit more experience mixing colors in order to use black and white. You know, like a lot, like in any amount you want. Now I'm getting back to the eye, out to the other eye. I don't see too many details here. This kind of everything is pretty dark. Okay. Okay, let me see. Okay. I'm gonna read. Jorge saying my teacher told me the same. Don't use black. You need to understand first the limitation. It's just for beginners. Yeah, exactly. It's just for beginners. And I usually forget about that. You know, black or no black. I keep forgetting about. Oh, that's the alarm. I keep forgetting about that. It just like people just reminds me that every week, I got a comment like once a week. Let's say somebody saying, "Hey, why you use black? You shouldn't use black. Black is just is killing your colors." Yeah. Okay, let's see. Now let's go with the nose. A little bit of red for the nose to make the shadow. Okay, remember that I see some red. I see some red here on the photograph. That means that this red is coming from the shirt. It's reflecting red. Okay, maybe I don't see red on the nose, but now that I know that this red is reflecting light, I gotta put this red here. Okay. I'm doing okay, I think. Yep. Okay, a little bit of red here. I'm mixing this reddish with a little bit of the green here to knock down the red. Okay. I need to change to a different brush. Look for the set here. I have these different types. Filbert, this diagonal brush, flat brush, and round brushes. Which one? I think I'm gonna use this one. This is Filbert number 2. This is the brand. It says Eterna, Be Eterna USA. I don't know if these are from US. Yes, it says that, but you know they are pretty cheap. I don't think it's just that they put any name there. Hello, Mary. Thank you, Julie. Mary say me, will you write a book? What I see, what I know. Oh wow, that's a nice title. Yeah, that would be pretty nice to write something. I'm using more red here. A little bit of green for the brow. Can you see here a little bit of green on the hair? The green usually is on the brows too. It's a little bit, okay, it's pretty subtle. Kind of a combination between the skin color and the hair. That's why we see a little bit of greenish there. Now I'll go back to a reddish color. Step back. Yeah. I like it. I like my painting. Okay. Let's continue. I'm gonna light up this green a little bit, and the hair on the brow, it gets some light. Usually this area here is getting onto the bone in this area. That's why it's a little bit lighter than this area that's getting into the eye socket. I mean, both has some light. Definitely we need to add some light here too. But it just that here is a little bit lighter, a little bit more lighter. Hello, real term. My middle name is Rembrandt. Oh wow. Okay, Monique is saying I like it too. It looks like that's a nice idea, Mary. What I see, what I know. I feel that I have to do it. Wow. I just started to thinking about writing a book. It's just too much. Yeah, but that's a great idea. Okay, I'm gonna pick up a different brush. Okay, what about this one? Number 1. Using a little bit of this light blue that I have here. It's ultramarine blue and white. I need to paint a wrinkle here. Okay. Ernest is saying, John Dobroylski, thank you. I don't know what you're saying, but thank you. Ernest Stevenson is saying, what about the scratch on Patrick's chin? Okay, I'm gonna check out on that. Okay, thank you, Monique. Michael is asking me, have you sold any of your new merchandise? Or yeah, I have sold some of them. Yep. Yeah, thank you, the people that bought me. You know, the paintings and the merchandise. Okay, it looks like there is a little bit of light, a little bit of reflected light. I don't know where this reflection is coming from, but here, I'm zooming in the photograph. That's why I check out. I see this. There is a link to the photograph on the description box. This way you can zoom in and see that. I see here this, and I see a little bit of light on the nose. You know, it looks like a bluish light, a bluish reflected light. Just here. Tiny, tiny. Let's see. Okay, again, I see here another reflected light. It's more like a pink reflected light here. A dark pink. I gotta go back here because it's too light. I know that, but I need to see that for a little moment in order to draw the mouth. Okay, the same. I need the highlight on the lip here. It's aligned with the nose. Yeah, here and here. Okay. The other thing that I like it about working on the School of Art is that I came to Lima, to the city where I live, to the capital, like every Saturday and Sunday, and it's 8 hours trip. 8 to 9 hours. it's amazing, for me, getting into the bus just to come here, it was their trap. Usually, there's some buses there, huge buses that they make that service and they just go by night, basically by night. Usually people take those buses because they are going to work, just to kind of, how do you say, kind of take the bus at 10 p.m. and I get into Lima like 5 a.m. on the morning. Every week. Every weekend. But for some reason I love, to be trapped there, because you're trapped 8 hours inside a bus. There's nothing to do. You cannot escape for that situation. I don't know why I like it. Yeah. It was like I used to watch some movies. They put some movies, like one movie, and then everybody go to sleep. And I used to see a movie on my cell phone. Sometimes, because usually every trip you basically travel with a different person next to you. Anyone. And the only thing that I always say, I hope not, don't fly, travel with somebody maybe fat, because I'm fat. Another one, they're gonna be just, well, we won't have too much space on those seats. And you cannot choose a seat here. It's just like you buy the ticket, and they assign to you a number. It's like your seat is number 40, and that's it. And then you get into the bus and look for the number 40, and you get your seat. Imagine doing that every weekend, 8 hours. For a year. But I love that. I don't know, we love, sometimes we love strange things, or maybe feelings. I don't know, I don't even have some of my friends used to tell me, you do that every weekend? It's like a torture. Like every weekend get into a bus for 8 hours. And I don't know why, but and if I go to work, I would do the same again, because I wanted to be here every weekend, just to go with my kids to the movies, just go out. And I told my son about that. Yesterday was like my son told me, "Hey, what if we all go there?" And because the place is pretty. The rent, you can rent a house there. In fact, I was renting a house when I lived there. It was like a big house for $50, I think. A big house, but it's just a small town. Nobody go there to rent anything. There is some houses that are just empty, and they kind of they give you the house for nothing, to pay the water and electricity. Okay, let's paint the ear here. Okay, let's see alignment of the ear. Okay, yeah, I think that's the position for the ear. And another thing about this place is there is a lot of snow in winter. There's snow there. Not a lot, not a lot, not a lot, not a lot. I mean, just not like in some places that, I mean, but okay. I'm reading. Monique is saying I could work remotely in Peru and paint in that house. Yeah, the only problem is the internet connection in that little town. It's not, it's not that good. And you know, for everybody that doesn't know, I got a call from the School of Art. I used to work there like a couple of 4 years ago. I worked there for a year, and I got a call a year ago, exactly like these days, like a year ago, and I got a call again yesterday, and you know, it just I'm pretty sure that I'm not gonna go, but just made me think about, you know, the time that I spent there for a year, because it's 8 hours from here, from where I live in the capital. It's pretty high. It's in the Sierra in Peru. It's pretty cold. It's just like 0 degrees. Usually at night it's 2 degrees Celsius. That means it's almost like freezing temperature. You know, you can rent a house for $50 a house, a complete house. Like if you see a house like that, like maybe it's gonna be a I don't know, a $3,000 house in USA maybe. There is just for $50. Yeah, and even one student told me, I have a house that is just empty. If you wanna live there, you just pay the light. You can live there. The only problem there is the internet connection. It's not so good because the town is pretty small. It's too high. That, you know, there is another town that is 45 minutes from there. That's where some like 1 or 2 teachers, I mean one teacher just used to live there. And it was like every morning they take up a car and for an hour to get to the School of Art and going back. And that the other town is different. It's just like it's not that cold. And from this other town, you can take another car for an hour and get to the jungle, just there. And I went there. You know, we take a car from this little town. There was 0 degrees, like almost to the point that, you know, we see snow and all of that. And sometimes you open the faucet to get some water and nothing come out because everything is freeze. And from there you travel 45 minutes to another town. From that town you travel an hour and you get to the jungle, like really hot. And it's pretty amazing for me because it looks everything so close. You can say, what? The first time it was like, what? I mean, this just that close? They told me, yeah, that close. You know, the Sierra is just there. An hour is the jungle. The Amazon. It's the Amazon. You know, the Amazon, like Brazil Amazon, is the same Amazon. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. I don't know about his eyes, but I'm using blue. It looks like a lot of actors has blue eyes. Jorge is asking me, are you related with Carlos Castaneda? No, sorry. He wish. I'm kidding. Okay. Oop, I have a little bit of blue here. I think I painted thicker brow. I'm just reducing the brow a little bit. Okay. I need a little bit of light on the lower eyelid. Highlight. Above the eyes, we need to get this illusion of thickness there. Okay, let's think about highlight. It looks like both has kind of pretty strong. I have to decide. This one is going to be the lightest one. Okay, down this one I have a highlight too. And here too, you just, I'm gonna knock down obviously this one, and I'll keep the light here on the nose to make the nose just pop forward. Okay, I have to just work on the color of the nose and kind of let's see, let me think. Yeah, make the nose more orangey, more reddish, okay, to separate the nose from the cheeks. Okay, what about the mouth? Yeah. We can keep always more light here, for example, on the mouth, and add even more color here. Well, that was too much. And on the edge, make it blurry. Maybe you can add even a little bit of green here. Obviously, the idea is to make this recede, like curve. The face is curved. It's a curve here, and this pop forward. Okay. Now the dark here, for the dark, I use a dark red, and permanent alizarin crimson is just a really good color to keep this dark, but at the same time transparent. Okay, the same I do on here, the upper eyelid, in the area that is close to the tear duct. Because remember, the skin is in this area is not dark. We see that dark because it's in shadow, but it doesn't get to a really black color. The only black on the eye and around the eye, that would be the pupil. Obviously that change if the photograph has too much contrast, the chiaroscuro is too much. Okay, a touch of orange here. Okay, a touch of green here. Red again with alizarin crimson. What else? I gotta check out to have this area, because remember the muscles on the face, there is a bump always here because of the muscles. Okay, there is another bump here, and that's gonna be the difficult part, to get this like looks like little swollen areas, little tiny swollen areas. Okay, the same, for example, for this color here, the shadow, we can exaggerate and make it a little bit reddish. Okay, that touch of red is gonna add more color to the shadow, and at the same time it's gonna make that the shadow looks a little more transparent. Now it depends, okay? It's not always the same. Sometimes we see a greenish shadow on a face and it looks transparent. It's just like it's not gonna be just about one color. You have to check out all the colors around the face. That's, let's say, the difficult part about painting, when you need to add a greenish shadow or a reddish shadow, when you can exaggerate red or knock down red on the shadows. Okay, that's gonna be difficult to explain, and I would love to try it, but I'm just tired. Okay, let's continue painting. Now, the shadow here, the mandible, I see, for example, this shadow, this, and this, and this here. Okay. It looks like it has a little bit of a texture on the chin. Okay. Add some blue and yellow. Okay, one color that you can use for this greenish shadow, it could be yellow and black. You have a green that is, and maybe 70% of the cases it's gonna be perfect for the shadow in this area, especially when we paint a man, you know, for the greenish color there. Okay. Now let's go on to the dark here. a mixed black and permanent alizarin crimson. Okay, now let's add a little bit of red. Okay, the highlight is next to the ear. There. Okay, now let's add some yellow and white. Let me step back. Let's step back. Okay, I love the light. Yep. Okay. Okay. Clean the brush and let's add more light here. I need more light here. Yeah, that's what I needed. Okay, let's see. I'm going to raise this eye a little bit, okay? Because I see that something's not okay there. And maybe I'm going to leave it just like that, kind of just blurry. Let's see. Bye, Mary. Thank you. Hello, Peter Pan. Renzo, do you think the face is a little long? Oh, he has a long face. Maybe I'm exaggerating that, but maybe it could be a mistake. Yeah. You know, we usually see somebody that has big eyes. We tend to exaggerate that. Maybe that's happening to me. Okay. Let's see. Now that I step back, I see the mouth is too reddish. I'm gonna work on that. I mean, I'm gonna knock down this red here, and I have to add red to the lower lip. Okay. more light. Let's add a little bit of highlight here, there, and there. There's one thing that I want to be sure that this highlight, not to make that highlight too bright as the light here. Okay, even if I see that the light is really bright, I prefer to knock down that just to make the ear recede. Okay, I don't want this ear just to come forward too much. Okay, one way is just controlling how bright are the highlights, and the other way is for the shadow. Don't make these shadows too dark. I see this dark here on the ear. It looks pretty dark. It looks like just a dark brown. I prefer to make that like a dark, just a dark red, which is kind of close to dark brown. But what I want to make the difference is that I'm not planning to make that too dark. Okay. With my intention is obviously to keep the ear just away from me. Let's say in some way, you know, get this illusion of depth in that area. Okay, because if we put the ear and this, obviously the ear is a little far away from this area, from the cheek. It's just like having two objects. Think about this. You have two objects, two brushes, okay, next to each other. Now if you put one away from you, definitely to represent this in painting, you should knock down the color of this one. You should knock down the highlights and the shadows and make this a little bit more colorful and more contrast, and have more contrast. And that's what we apply when we try to get visual perspective. Now that would be the same for the ear. Okay, keep that in mind every time that you want to make any area to recede. That's what we do when we paint still life, for example, and we want one of the objects just to kind of push it back away from us. And then what we do is just make that object a little bit more grayish. This thing is pretty subtle, okay? It's not like I'm gonna knock down the ear and make it really grayish to create this illusion that the ear is away from. No, it's pretty subtle. But keep thinking about that, because that's what we need to achieve. We need to get that. We need to get this illusion of depth. That's the only way to do it. And at the same time, edges, soft edges. Okay, every time that you sharpen any edge, you're basically saying, hey, I want you to see here, because this is pretty close, this object or this area is important. And every time that you blur something, you kill soft an edge, you're saying that this is getting away from your view, from the viewer view, and with the intention, of course, of creating depth. Everything is about that. That's what, for me, let's say I could say that makes portrait difficult, because I try to think about that all the time in every portrait. I think in okay, how sometimes obviously we got distracted. We cannot concentrate like 100% on all those little details. I'm thinking about knocking down a color. I'm thinking about the temperature, the light. Like it's not that much like, and I'm pretty sure so many things that I do. Maybe I keep repeating them because I have created a muscle memory around them. Maybe, you know, who knows. Okay, blue, ultramarine blue and white for the highlight. You check out another paintings. Remember, another paintings I have to put warm and cool highlight together to create to create a more vibrant highlight. But we cannot do that all the time. Sometimes it's okay to do it. It depends on what you're painting. It depends on what you want. Okay, you can draw little touches of pure colors here and there to make the painting more colorful. If you want to experiment with that, you gotta check out, study the simultaneous contrast. Okay, let's see if I'm going to blend a little bit. Okay, let's think. What about the proportions? I think everything is okay with the proportions. I don't think I need to check out on that anymore. The lightness, well, I think it's there. Volume, I mean shadows, midtones, lights. I think everything is okay. Okay. What about the reddish colors and the greenish colors on the face? What about the blending? The blending is optional. Sometimes we want to smooth out everything, and sometimes we appreciate some really loose brush strokes. Okay. Let's see. A little bit of light here. Okay, just by pressuring the brush, I'm trying to open in the hair for blending. Okay. Ernest is saying, wonderful job. Bye from Orlando. Okay, bye Ernest. Thank you for being here. Okay. I need to light up here. I have squinted my eyes, and when I did it, I realized that I needed more light here. Yeah. And at the same time, here the shadow below the mouth is not that dark. I mean, it's dark, but I should just light up this a little bit. Okay, keeping a distance from the painting, and squinting. Okay. I'm picking up a little bit of this green for this area and a little bit of this reddish color for here. Just not too much paint, okay? Enough to change the value, to make it lighter. Okay, what about here, the chain? I see something like kind of something like that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. More reddish there. That was my little dog. I'm adding black and ultramarine blue. Again, black here and ultramarine blue. Again, I'm adding again these touches of yellow and white. Okay, let's see here. Let's paint it here. Okay. It's been 2 hours and a half almost. Thank you, Monique. Melanie saying this is the first time I've seen you use burnt sienna and green. Why did you choose this palette? I have used before. I mean, maybe just in one video or a couple of videos. But I have used burnt sienna. I use burnt sienna a lot. When I paint here, my own paintings. I have a big tube. See here? Have a huge tube of burnt sienna. To be honest, today I picked up the burnt sienna is just like a neutral color for brown. You could use it, or maybe you don't use it. There is not gonna be a huge difference. Okay, this green, this chrome green, is different because with this green you can knock down obviously any red, and you get a nice and for me, it looks really a nice knockdown orange color. It works really good for this skin color particularly. Okay, but it's not like if I don't have it I wouldn't be able to get this. No, I mean it's gonna be if I just the skin color is not that complicated. We're gonna be able to get to the skin color even just with a simple palette, or just the primary colors, yellow, primary colors, yellow, red and blue. We don't need nothing more. Okay, but if you want to use more colors, for example, this chrome yellow hue is going to work pretty good with the lights, and it's going to work pretty good knocking down reds. Okay, but it's more about what you like, and there are some colors that we end up using because we love them. It's not like we cannot paint without them, but we love them. Another color that I used to use is this violet cover from Pibio. I'm gonna put a little bit here just to show you. Okay, I love this color, and I use it mostly for glazes, but I love it. Now here in YouTube I don't want just to use too much because I think it's gonna be kind of just complicated, and at the same time some people paint along with my videos, and the more colors I use, it's just like putting to everybody more obstacles to follow me. Right now it's so different. I'm pretty sure that for some people that it's been used to see me using just yellow, red, blue, and black. Now it's like, oh my god! Now when I'm gonna add that green. When I'm gonna add that burnt sienna. If I put two more colors, they're gonna be just more and more to deal with, and everything depends on the level or the painter. But definitely more, it means that you need to process more, and maybe somebody's not ready to process more. And even for me, when I see a painter that is using a lot of colors, I'm able to, let's say, try to understand what this painter, this particular painter, anyone, is doing, but be able to remember the colors that this painter has used, that's gonna be difficult. And when I check out on another painter, basically, I used to pay more attention to this area, obviously on the palette, and not too much about how many colors the painter has here. Okay? Because when we mixed, we end up killing down a lot of the colors. And at the end, you see this color, maybe somebody's gonna say, okay, I can get this with just white, burnt umber, and ultramarine blue. And that's right. Maybe you're gonna get really close, and that's gonna work. Definitely it's gonna work. Okay? And for other painters it's gonna be, no, I need just to get to this color, I need lemon yellow, camel yellow, chrome yellow, vermilion, camel red deep to get to this color. And that's okay. I mean, everything works, but in order to practice, it's better to choose just few colors and to try to reduce. My way for saying to analyze another painter's work is just pay attention to this, because I know that's going to be pretty difficult to follow a painter that's using 20 colors, but it's easier to follow the mixtures here. But that's me, okay? I'm not saying that's the way that everybody is gonna do that, but definitely we are always checking out more painters, trying to analyze more painters. And another thing, obviously, is try to see how a painter is thinking. And that's the difficult part, that's something that is not shown. We don't see that. We don't understand what a painter is adding a light purple when we don't see that on the photograph. If we don't see something on the photograph and the painter is using that, it means that this painter already has a technique, or a plan, or a harmony that I was building up a minute before, or was building up the day before, to paint. And that's the more tricky part for everybody that's studying a painter. It's just like we used to do that all the time. Every time that I've been checking out or admiring a lot of painters, Rembrandt, Van Gogh, Vermeer, Velázquez, a lot of them, but we kind of see just the surface. We need to study a little bit deep to try to understand the steps, the technique. That's what we want. And try to follow some patterns, because there's going to be some patterns that's going to indicate how the painter was thinking about adding some particular colors. For me, for example, that's the tricky part. Sometimes I just give up. Check out a painting and sometimes I just enjoy it and that's it. And sometimes I think I wanna see, okay, and pay more attention. Check out the color harmony. That's the color harmony. That's something that I try to pay a lot of attention, because I think for me, I think that's maybe one of the more difficult things to control. And remember, when I say color harmony, I mean all the things that is about just color harmony between complementary colors, between temperature, warm and cool colors, okay, contrast, and all of that, and repetition. For example, if I add a purple right now here, I can add a purple here, I have to add another purple here, and that's color harmony. That's obviously one tiny portion of what is color harmony. And when I explained, it's kind of difficult to explain. It's more about practice. But when I explain, I used to say, think about music when you think about color harmony. And it's kind of repetition. It's not about adding all the notes, in one song. It's the same, like it's not about adding all the colors in one painting. Okay. Maybe that's kind of complicated. Oh, okay. I'm forgetting this light here. Let's step back and check out. I'm gonna read. Also, what color is the green? Oh, chrome and green hue. Let me read it to be sure. Chrome green hue, yeah. Maybe in the camera it doesn't look. Maybe it looks brighter. This area of my palette is closer to a light. I'm gonna block this. Maybe you're gonna see the color better. I'm gonna show the color next to the camera. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, this is the. Let me do this. Okay. This is the chrome. I like it, but I use it not sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't use it. Sometimes I paint 20 paintings, I don't use this color. And sometimes I wanna use it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Melanie, you're struggling with darks. Yeah, the shadows are the more difficult colors. It's more that we are afraid of the shadows, because we're afraid. I mean, it's not like the shadows. We're afraid of the darker colors, because when we mix darker colors, it's easier to just pollute the other colors and end up with just muddy colors. So easy, and that's why it's not just about you, Melanie. It's like we all that, you know, it takes a little bit to get used to and control darker colors, and we need them. If we see light on a painting, it's because of the shadows, and the shadows are darker colors. And for example, in a portrait, we can just there is a fly here. We can just paint all the shadows with just brown. Just brown. Okay, obviously not like burnt sienna alone, because burnt sienna is just too orangey. But you can knock down burnt sienna with ultramarine blue or cerulean blue with a little bit of white. And that's gonna be, let's say, a color for a shadow. Now, of course, all the shadows are not the same. There are some darker shadows. But let's say that we mixed just a regular brown, and we can use it, and that's gonna be okay. But the more important is gonna be the value. How dark is this brown? And keep it dark all the time that we paint. Keep it dark, because we can start painting with the right, values, light and shadows. Everything is correct. Everything is in place. And we paint more, and we end up lighting up the darker colors, and darkening up the lighter colors. And when that happened, we basically we are affecting the volume. We are affecting the tridimensionality of the painting. And I always recommend to control that. Use the palette. Okay, you can separate the palette in two portions. One portion is going to be for the lighter colors, this portion for the darker colors. And keep the difference here on the palette, keep the difference on the painting. It means that you're not going to use any color from here when you're painting the shadows, when you're painting on the darker area. And you're not going to use any color from the darker area when you're painting the lights. Now that's not absolute like 100%, because obviously there are some shadows sometimes on the lights, but I'm trying to generalize this to be easy to explain and to understand that we need to separate them. And the problem is that we tend to mix them up, light and shadows. Using a palette could be a good option. It's gonna take a little bit, because we are beings of habits. We tend to just repeat the same again and again. It's gonna take a little bit just to get used to use the palette as a tool, not just for mixing, to control the colors that you are applying on the painting, and basically the values. Okay. Use a bigger palette. When we use a plate as a palette, we don't have too much space there, and we don't have an order in the palette. Is kind of how can I say it? Okay. Even when you see a video, if you see me, sometimes you check out some of my videos. When I have more order on the palette, I separate. Anyone can say that it's gonna be easier to follow. But when I start it kind of messy and all the colors are around just messy here, anyone is going to say, okay, this is going to take me a little bit more to understand the mixtures or the order, because you cannot read me when I'm just painting with some kind of chaos here. Some kind of chaos here is impossible for anyone to read what I'm doing, to understand me, to kind of be in my foot and think like the same way I'm thinking. But when you see somebody that's putting some order, you say, oh my God, I know what he's doing. I know I'm gonna do it. But that's not always the case, because painters, we love just to change, add more colors, or just start with a really tight drawing, and sometimes start just with kind of sketchy drawing. It's part of the fun, you know, that we know that we have the order sometimes on our heads. We have the order to take control of everything, and we start kind of messy. And we love that. No, the student doesn't love that because it's impossible to know. And basically, we learn by following something, by following some rules. That's the way I think that everybody learn, yeah. And when you don't kind of follow an order, I mean, it's a little bit more difficult. Melanie is saying, oh, Monique, keep your brushes separated too. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I love to keep, to use a lot of brushes. It's just like, for me, it's just like I start with, let's say, it's just like using a set of colored pencils, and I start with just one or two colors. I end up with 20 colors, and it's just like that. Each brush, it has a different color here. And I come back to the brush to retouch an area. Okay. I got tired of speaking. Okay, I need to take capture the screen here, and let's see. And reverse the image, okay, to see if something is wrong. Let's see. Okay, I'm opening Photoshop. You can take just a photo and flip it up, you know, reverse it. I'm doing that with Photoshop here. Okay, let me see. Give me a second. I'm trying to put both the photograph in the paint and the painting at the same size here on my screen to be easy to compare. Okay, now I can see that I added too much chain. Yeah, it's just amazing. This reverse the image is kind of, it gives us a lot of information. Oh, I see so many mistakes here. First about this, I have to make this darker here. Okay, I think I got the eye, this eye, and I got the nose. Yeah, the mouth, a little bit darker here. I need to darken the, but it's just the chin. The chin is not okay. It's just too big. Yeah, I have to reduce it. Maybe it's about darkening up here. Okay. I need to zoom in the photograph. Yeah, something's not good here. Oh, I see a little bit of the neck here, and then this is goes like there is a kind of a curve here, and this area is darker. Okay. Okay. What else I see here. I have to make this darker. Okay, I have to make this darker. What about the nose? The nose I think is okay. Just this reflected light that I added here, I need to darken up that. A lot of things that we see when we use a mirror. Dita saying I said so, face too long. I thought, hey Dita, you were right. The face, yeah, you were totally right. I didn't realize. I'm gonna check out again. Capture the screen. I put it here in Photoshop. Okay, reversed. And what I do is I make this. Okay, it's still too long. You know, things like this, I'm not able to see it. I mean, I try to see that this is too long here by eye, but I don't see it. I mean, for me, it's just the chain is okay, but when I see on the mirror, I mean the reverse image, it looks like it's too long. this. Okay? You realize about that? I mean, that's impossible. Even that and seeing that on the reflected image, the reverse image, I'm not able to see it just with just my naked eye. That's amazing. Nothing, okay. What about the nose? Yeah, everything's okay. The hair, yeah, everything's okay. I'm just going to blur this a little bit. Yeah. Okay, okay. The mouth, yeah, I think the mouth is okay. I just need soften this a little bit and add a highlight here. Okay. What else? Yeah, the chin, still the chin, and a little bit more light on the neck. Oh, I think it's okay. I see there is more light on the neck. I see that. No, but I'm gonna keep it like this. I think it's okay. What else? What else? Yeah, the chin. I have to fix the chin. Just that. Okay, first I'm gonna do this. Okay. Second. Okay, I think that's too much. But I cannot trust my eyes right now. You know, I just trusting what I see on the reflected image, on the reverse image. What do you think? What do you all think? Now I see the reflected image and I think it's okay. Wow. I'm not gonna trust my eyes anymore. Oh my god. I have disappointed myself. I'm feeling like I'm losing my abilities to copy the likeness. Oof. Thank you so much, Melanie, for the super chat. Dita is telling me lips top, maybe a little more flat. Okay, I'm gonna check out that. Oh yes, yeah, let's see, I think you're right. It's too red, you know, the upper lip. Oh, now add a little bit of green. I mean, not pure green, but I'm mixing this chrome green with a burnt sienna. Okay. Okay, I think it's better now, and I think I'm getting to the end. Yep. I want to show you the amount of paint. You can see the tooth of the canvas. Okay, okay, let me check out again the reverse image. Okay, I need to add a little bit of shadow here. Just a little bit, okay? Okay, what else? A little bit of shadow here. Oh, here. To make this more rounded, the cheek. Okay, more, a little bit darker here. Okay, what else? Around it here. Shadow, shadow, shadow. A little bit darker. Let's see the time. 3 hours, I think. I think that's enough. Okay, I gotta stop. I have to go to eat. You know that I would like to be here 1 more hour. Okay, that's it for today. Okay, you can go now. You can go now. You're free to go. You're free to go. I'm gonna be here just a few minutes. Okay. Okay, that's it for today. Yeah, I think, I don't know, if I continue checking out, definitely I'm gonna find out more things to fix, but I think it's enough. And at the same time, I added this little shadow. Now stepping back, and I think this is too dark. I have to light up again here. That's normal, okay? Going back and forth. It's just like I don't have more time now. It's time to eat here. And I'm hungry. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here with me. Okay. See you next time. I love you guys. Okay. My God, every time that I say I'm planning to go, as soon as I say that, I find some. Okay. Okay, that's it. Bye.